Hi Alison, good session. Then let's go through the stuff we talked about from the session the other day. In terms of the position at address, especially with the driver, we don't want to be leaning too far now over to that left-hand side, okay? It's going to put a lot of weight now on that left foot and make it very difficult for you to rotate. And actually, as a result of that, rather than actually rotating around yourself, you'll probably find yourself sort of swaying and moving over to the right-hand side, as you'll see when we go through things. But the main focus now in terms of the actual movement through the golf ball, if we look here at this right-hand one, as we go back, you can see the head movement there going back with the golf ball. And that's obviously moving you away from the golf ball. And if we set up with the club here, we need to get our hands and arms to come back to kind of this position. If they are too far up in the air or you moved your body in this direction, you're now not going to be able to reach the golf ball. So the best you can hope for is catching the bottom part of the club, maybe the outside part of the club. And this is the resulting in the sort of the top shots that go low on the ground or shoot out to the right there. So in terms of the backswing, I said a little bit of sway. Main focus now as we come to the golf ball is trying to keep this width as your arms kind of swing. Look at the nice width you've got here now, sort of the centre of your body to the hand there. Now it's lovely. As we now swing through, everything now starts sort of tucking up and pulling into the body. You can see sort of the blur of the driver here now is above the top of the golf ball. And what we call post-impact, your hands and arms here really, really tucked in here now close to your torso. There's no real width now in your body. Your arms are sort of bent into like a 90-degree angle and cause you to catch the top of the ball and shoot out to the right. So look at the left-hand one now. Much better in terms of the setup. Weight distribution now a bit more kind of over your feet. They're not leaning on that front leg. Now in terms of the swing, yeah, there's a little bit of a lateral movement here now on that right-hand side, okay, so we can practice this. But certainly through the golf ball now, at least when we came back to the golf ball, we can see the blur now of the driver. At least that now is sort of going through the ball. And look at the width now with your arms posting. But if we sort of look at these two images in a sort of same kind of light, much more width with your arms there as opposed to this right-hand one where it's all very tucked up. So we're trying to create a nice big circle, both on the way back and on the way through. And if we move that circle by swaying our body off to our right foot on the way back, or we narrow that circle by bringing the arms into the body here in an attempt to, I think, just try and get some power and some speed, we're going to generally catch top of the golf ball at best. So try to focus on that movement that we're sort of rotating our body a little bit more around sort of the centre of your spine here now, keeping that a little bit more centred and keeping that width with the arms. So the width you have in your arms here now is very nice. And as we swing through, you want to try and maintain that width as you do here as best you can. The drill we did when I sort of stood there out to your right over here and said, try to hit this golf club that I positioned that in front of you, really kind of got you moving your body and sort of shifting the weight and keeping that width in the swing. So work on that arm movement. Keep those arms swinging sort of through to target. Try to get too much power by sort of pulling the arms in. I want to try and get a nice sort of speed swing with the width in the arms there, keeping that big circle we have with the golf swing, and that's going to give you a much more solid contact striking the ball more in the middle of the club face as opposed to catch the top of the ball. So just to quickly summarise then, as we said, set-up position, we're a bit more kind of 50-50, if anything a little bit more onto this back foot here, but 50-50 to start with would be fine. And then trying to focus on rotating around ourselves, looking at the shadow, try and keep that shadow between those two lines there. If we move off here, it's going to make it difficult, but then keeping the width through the golf ball certainly give us a chance to get much more solid contact with the drive, and every club in the bag for that matter, hitting that ball a bit more consistently, a bit further and a little bit straighter. So hope that makes sense. Any questions, obviously, please feel free to give me a shout and I'll see you soon. Cheers.